For the fans who have been waiting to hear more Spider-Man news, right now, Tom Holland is actively meeting with Marvel Studios and Sony, speaking and going over everything about Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4. And recently, in an interview at a press conference, he's spoken up and talked about what he expects from Spider-Man 4 and what he wants going into it. We've also heard from some insiders that he is going to pop up and fight Tom Hardy's Venom at some point. We do know that Tom Holland will eventually get the Venom symbiote, but separate from that, it looks like we could be seeing Spider-Man in Venom 3, or perhaps we could see Venom, Tom Hardy's Venom that is, to be specific, in an MCU project. Plus, we know that Tom Holland Spider-Man is going to be the lead in the MCU moving forward once we get into Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. So we'll break down everything you need to know about Tom Holland Spider-Man, the future of his role in the MCU, and what to expect moving forward. And reminder, if you want a chance to win a PS5, an Xbox Series X, some Marvel Legends items, or some DC items, today is the last day for the giveaway for the month of November. If you want a chance to win, all you have to do to enter is subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below. We pick a random comment from a random video at the end of each month. So let's first start off with what Tom Holland had to say during a recent press conference with the Critics' Choice Association. I've gotten a few questions this morning about this so far, talking about some specific parts, asking what it means. Don't worry, I'll break down everything. And it isn't what some people think, but don't worry, I'll explain. When asked about it in the press conference, this is what he said, and I quote, "All I can say is that we have been actively engaging in conversations about what it could potentially look like for a fourth rendition of my character. Whether or not we can find a way to do justice to the character is another thing. I feel very protective over Spider-Man. I feel very, very lucky that we were able to work on a franchise that got better with each movie, that got more successful with each movie, which I think is really rare, and I want to protect his legacy. So I won't make another one for the sake of making another one. It will have to be worth the while of the character," which I totally agree with. However, what he said can be kind of confusing for some fans, which is why some people have started to freak out, because what he said here kind of sounds like a Spider-Man 4 is not confirmed. It kind of sounds like maybe we'll make a Spider-Man 4 if it's good enough, if I like it enough, but that's not the case. In fact, about a week or two after Spider-Man No Way Home came out, Kevin Feige, president of Marvel Studios, and Spider-Man and Sony executive producer Amy Pascal both came out together and confirmed there is going to be a Spider-Man 4 and that they've already begun working on what it's going to be. So they confirmed this already about 2 years ago. Plus, Spider-Man No Way Home set up a sequel for Spider-Man. They gave us what the story is going to be eventually with the Venom symbiote. It seems pretty clear that Tom Hardy's Venom isn't going to go on to be the main Venom of the MCU, but we do know that the Venom symbiote is there now. So basically, we already know what a future story for Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4 is going to be. Plus, not to mention, we heard reports a long time ago that Tom Holland has already signed a contract again with Marvel Studios and Sony that he would come back to play Spider-Man for 6 more projects. This is what was reported at that time. Obviously, 3 of the projects were going to be Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6. 2 of them are going to be Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, and then there's another which still remains a mystery. However, we do know it's a team-up project, so it's somebody else's TV show or it's another film where he'll make a cameo, maybe Deadpool 3. So yes, Tom Holland is speaking here like they're not really sure about Spider-Man 4 yet, but don't worry, Spider-Man 4 is happening. Now, when is it coming? Well, unfortunately, there have been a lot of delays, but earlier this year, a report from Deadline stated that Sony booked a release date slot on June 27th, 2025 for an untitled Spider-Man universe movie. So some people were thinking that could be the Spider-Man 4 release date. However, like I said, there's been a lot of changes recently, so they probably aren't sticking this, but the main point is that Sony has plans for Spider-Man 4. So don't worry about what Tom Holland said. Basically, what he was saying is that he wants to do the movie right, which I totally respect and hope that's what happens. But Marvel's confirmed Spider-Man 4, Sony's confirmed Spider-Man 4, and if he signed the contracts, he has to do it. They just want to make sure they do it right. Now, speaking of his contract and how he signed on for 6 movies, 3 solos, 3 team-ups, and one of those team-ups is still unknown. Like I said in the beginning, there have been reports that Tom Holland Spider-Man is going to eventually go up against Tom Hardy's Venom. This report came from the insider My Time to Shine Hello, and she stated that we are going to see the two of them go up against each other sooner than we think. And we've speculated a little bit about this on the channel. It could come in Venom 3. Tom Hardy did say that his goal was to have Venom go up against Spider-Man. He said if they're in the Olympics, then Spider-Man is the gold medal and he would be foolish to not go for gold. So perhaps in Venom 3, we could see Tom Holland Spider-Man make an appearance and fight Venom. After all, the last Spider-Man movie we had was a multiverse movie, and Tom Hardy's Venom was in the MCU and then he went back. So now Venom and Eddie Brock are back. They know about the multiverse now and they know about Spider-Man. So it is kind of set up for Venom 3 to feature Spider-Man. So perhaps that's the one film that is unconfirmed which Tom Holland signed up for. Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6, Avengers Kang Dynasty, and Avengers Secret Wars, and perhaps Venom 3. Fingers crossed, at least, because I think everybody wants to see Venom versus Spider-Man, specifically Tom Hardy and Tom Holland going up against each other. Now, as far as Tom Holland's overall future in the MCU is concerned, it sounds like Marvel Studios wants Spider-Man to sort of be the face of the MCU, which makes sense. We don't have Iron Man anymore, Captain America, Black Widow. Our main faces are gone. And we heard from some insiders that Tom Holland is going to be the lead in Kang Dynasty. Not to be confused with the leader of the Avengers in Kang Dynasty, but the lead of the movie, the star of the movie. And if we think about all the characters who are left in the MCU, this probably makes the most sense. And then from there, we dive into the multiverse, and Deadpool 3 is supposed to bring a lot of characters together to make the overall multiversal Avengers team. Then in Secret Wars, he's going to play a major part. He's not necessarily going to be the lead of that movie because we're going to have so many people in that movie. And if all the leaks and rumors are true, then we're going to have Hugh Jackman, Tobey Maguire, Deadpool, Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, they'll be returning. The original X-Men are supposed to return with Professor Xavier, Magneto, Cyclops, Storm, etc. It's just going to be jam-packed with huge stars. So he'll be a lead, but he's going to be one of the many leads in that movie. But moving forward, we do know that we are going to be getting a Spider-Man 5 and a Spider-Man 6. And Spider-Man 5 will most likely focus on Tom Holland Spider-Man getting the actual Venom symbiote, because from what we know, he'll actually get the symbiote and use it in Avengers Secret Wars. The reason Marvel Studios is waiting for this is so they can do it just like they did it in the comics. In the comics, Spider-Man gets the Venom symbiote for the very first time during Secret Wars. So that is reportedly why, even though the Venom symbiote was set up in the last Spider-Man movie, in the next Spider-Man movie, it's not going to focus on it. But there's a lot of story that they can focus on for Spider-Man 4. Now, nobody knows who Peter Parker is. They still know who Spider-Man is, but not Peter Parker. They can go back down the relationship with MJ, and perhaps he could try to start over again with her, or perhaps somehow Doctor Strange can erase the spell from her brain. But more specifically, he is now on his own. He has no one now. He's really kind of the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man now. That's what he's going to be according to what we've heard. The stories for Spider-Man and Spider-Man 4 are going to be a little bit more grounded, more street level and not so universal, which a lot of fans have expressed excitement for. So a lot is in store for the future of Tom Holland Spider-Man in the MCU. Don't worry, a Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6 is coming, and Tom Holland will appear in Kang Dynasty, Secret Wars, and another project, maybe Venom 3. Let us know your thoughts about all of this in the comments down below. What do you hope we see from Tom Holland Spider-Man in the future? Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you can stay up to date on the MCU. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter as well. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.